Hey guys and girls, welcome back to Hysteria Gaming HD. It's Tommy here for the second part of my Q&A video. I'm going to jump straight back in to the video Q&A because there's still quite a few questions and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get through them all in this video, so I'm just going to try and burn through them as quickly as I can. Obviously I really wasn't expecting as many questions as I got, so thank you to everybody, and we're going to get on with it now. First up, we have a question from Garry Avery, who rightly asks, what is your favourite game of all time? Now, I could go on all day about games and brilliant games I've played over the generations of different PCs and different consoles, but if I was ignoring old games like Doom, Wolfenstein, GoldenEye and stuff like that, I would say probably my favourite game in the last 5-6 years is Uncharted 2, and that is purely because everything for me was perfect. It's one of the few games I played in the last few years that I'd give a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. The story was great, the characters were exceptional, it was kind of like playing a 8-hour movie, and I really didn't want it to stop, and on that basis that is my nomination. Next up we have a question from Best Pokemon Game Ever, and he says, can you do a let's play of Super Mario Galaxy 2? In short, mate, I'm afraid no. I don't want to be rude, but it's not a game that really interests me, and I'm pretty sure that wouldn't be a game that would fit in on my channel. MD Riaz asks, why can't the channel be improved with more fun entertainment along with gameplay of the latest games? Which I'm pretty sure means he thinks the channel's shit. In short, whilst in real life I kind of have a good sense of humour, I think when it comes to commentaries and stuff, I think a dry British sense of humour is pretty hard to put across on your own. That tends to be something that focuses on playing games with other people, which is certainly something that I'm open to doing, and something I intend to do maybe more in the future, but entertainment videos are only really funny if you're playing with friends and you can kind of get that kind of camaraderie between them. If you're making videos on your own like I do, then it tends to be slightly more viewer based, on opinions and discussion and stuff like that, but it's certainly something I'm open to. The next question has probably been asked the most. It's probably the most popular question, and it's been asked by Bartel Bartelski, Nathan Doan and the Anonymous Gamer, and his last video's winner, Hold Alt Press F4. They are all pretty similar questions, and it's essentially, why did I start making YouTube videos? And without being too long an answer, I played Battlefield Bad Company 1 extensively. It was the first multiplayer I got really hooked on, and I just was addicted to it, and I just decided to start recording some of my gameplay. I played in one of the best PS3 clans, and we had a really beastly roster, and I wanted to capture some of that stuff, so I started, when Battlefield Bad Company 2 came out, I started capturing some of my stuff on my old channel, WZP Enigma, and yeah, it kind of went from there. I closed that channel down because at the time I didn't understand things like copyright and all that sort of stuff, as most people don't when they first start YouTube, and decided to make Hysteria Gaming HD. Nathan's question goes a bit further, and he kind of asks, how much work did you put into making the channel? It is what it is. I guess quite a lot is the truth. Obviously I haven't uploaded that many videos, but videos take quite a lot of time to research, find out topics, and find music that you can actually use legally or you have to buy licenses for, which is something I've done for some of my montages. I think you spend more time kind of researching and stuff, and it's not something that people really understand YouTube producers actually do behind the scenes. There's a lot of hidden work that you don't actually see in the final product, and I guess, yeah, I've put quite a lot of work into it, but you know, you kind of get out of YouTube what you put in, and I don't put in as much as many other people, and so on that basis I'm a much smaller channel. Kind of linking to that question, and apologies for pronunciation once again, we have Muyad Qureshi, maybe? He says, what is your most nostalgic moment in video games, and why is it so memorable? And it's related to the last question because it would be Battlefield Bad Company 1, not because it's the greatest game ever. The game was completely flawed in 1,000,001 ways, but it was an amazing game, very basic, great gunplay, and just a place where I met some really amazing people and stay in contact with these people. I've actually been on holiday and met some of these people I've met over PSN, and some of them have come to stay with me in the UK. It's just an amazing game and a really fond memory of my gaming past, I guess. So it's definitely something that is nostalgic to me, even though it certainly wasn't a great title. It certainly was one that was great to me. The next question seemed to be another popular one amongst you guys, and that comes from Reiko Was Here, Benba, and I have to be a bit careful saying this one, Cantman 4, and they say, what do you think will be the best game of 2014, or the one I'm looking forward to the most in 2014? I personally think that Ubisoft are going to have a really strong year this year. Obviously we've had a good end to the year with them, with Assassin's Creed 4, and obviously that's continuing to sell well. But obviously there's also the Division that I mentioned earlier coming out this year that's published by them, and also Watch Dogs, which whilst it's delayed, I believe it is scheduled for release this year. So yeah, I think these titles are going to carry them a long way. Everything I've read about these games seems to be good. Their kind of ethos behind them, delaying Watch Dogs because they just didn't want to release it unfinished, which is novel. I wish other developers would do that. DICE. Yeah, Titanfall obviously is another one, but I'm reserving judgment for that. I'm going to try and keep an open mind, but I'm not sure how the 6v6 is going to play out, and given the launch of Battlefield 4, I'm never really confident with an EA launched game, so I guess I'll keep an open mind until I participate in a beta program that's been announced on Origin, or at least get some feedback from others who are lucky enough to get an invite. Yeah, so we'll kind of keep our ears out for that one, but those are the three games I think are going to do well in this year. We have a long question from Lucky Shamrock, and I'm afraid it's going to be a short answer because I don't actually know enough about the genre. It says, which survival MMO game do you think is the best, and in which survival MMO would you like to live? I don't actually play MMO games, I don't think. I presume that means massive multiplayer online, maybe, something like that. I played MAG. Does that count? I don't really know. It's certainly not a genre I'm familiar with. I guess if DayZ counted as an MMO, then I'd quite like to live somewhere like that. I think it'd be quite fun, as long as the zombies moved as slow and was as stupid as they are in DayZ. But yeah, sorry if that doesn't clear up your question. Another good question from ID Christian, who asks, which game has made you cry or touch more your feelings? Now, whilst it would be suicidal for me to say I love video games, and honestly, generally speaking, I don't really get upset during video games, but if I needed to put a game out there that made me emotional, I would probably in recent memory say The Last of Us, and there's a very famous scene, I won't give away who, but a character dies towards the beginning of the game, and yeah, it's just a really beautifully executed scene, really sad, very emotional, well acted, and yeah, just really, really good. And yeah, that certainly was kind of gave me a few bitch points because I could feel myself welling up a bit, and I was like, oh Christ, get a grip, man. David Barazic asks, what's the biggest glitch in a game you've ever experienced? Now, I'd be quite happy just to throw the whole of Battlefield 4 in there. Can I just do that? That's a pretty damn big glitch, the whole game. If we're not being pedantic and trying to give a decent answer, it would probably be a game like Battlefield Bad Company 1 or something, where you used to have the super glitch, where you could do the super jump. I think it was an exploit in the game that never got patched, and I guess they left it in there because it was a lot of fun. But essentially you could jump out, I think I've got a video on my channel somewhere, you could jump out of the water about 30 feet in the air, and for whatever reason all the best players in the server, you're usually doing that rather than trying to play the game. So that was always a glitch that was always fun to watch. Right then, we have a question from Mr. Mario saying, what ending did you choose in Far Cry 3? Now I believe Far Cry 3 was one of my favourite games of recent times. I think it came out in 2012 or something, but I didn't play it until fairly recently. A friend, Gunho, gifted me the game, and it really was a brilliant game. But the ending I chose, I don't want to give too much away, but I may have beheaded my girlfriend in the game because she was really fucking annoying. She spent the entire game patronizing, being whiny and annoying, and so it was a pretty easy option for me, and so I chose that avenue and the resulting consequences, which I won't elaborate on because I'm sure, as you know, that would be some spoilers. So you've obviously played the game, so I'm sure you know where I've gone from that path. I hope that helps. Lil Jew 11 asks, what is your favourite TV show? It's a complicated one. I'm not really sure, actually. I'm quite a sucker for kind of big American dramas. I loved Sopranos. Lost was a particular favourite of mine. 24. I'm kind of a sucker for all that sort of stuff, like Prison Break and whatever. I would say probably my favourite TV show, if I really think about it, would be a show that was produced by Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg, and it's called Band of Brothers, and it's about World War II, which is a subject I'm really interested in. And it was followed up by a series called The Pacific, and both of which are really great bits of television, kind of very similar to the film that they made, Saving Private Ryan. It's kind of that sort of setting and that sort of feel to it, very gory and just really, really great television. Okay then guys, I think it's time to take another break here. I think you'll all agree that a 30+ minute Q&A video would be way too long, so I think it's much better I break it down like this and do it in 3 separate installments. So now we're going to get into the Twitter giveaway. Those people who entered via Twitter, good luck. And I will say at this point, if your name is picked for your tier and the game is already gone, the YouTube people do take precedence because that was the first way to enter and also the first people picked, and so it's only fair to offer them the first choice. Hopefully we can avoid a match. There were enough games, and if not, there's some epic games out there anyway. So the first person picked is it's CJWing90. That's Callum on Twitter. I actually interact with fairly regularly. That's the first person I actually recognise. Well done, mate. I believe he wanted Bioshock Infinite, which is currently available. Hopefully still will be for you. Next up, we have Alexander PAO, and by the looks of this he wants Counter-Strike Source plus Garry's mod, which is currently available, but we haven't heard back from the winner of tier 2 from the YouTube giveaway, so it's perfectly possible that will actually be gone. I guess we'll wait and see. And last up we have Nathan A. Doan, or Doan. Congratulations, dude, you wanted Fallout New Vegas, which I know we've got a spare copy of. That was a very popular choice actually, so congratulations, and I will contact all 3 of you via Twitter and let you know how you can claim your prize. To those people who are unlucky yet again, FML, right? I know it sucks, it always happens to me, and so I feel your pain. I never seem to win anything either, but hopefully you can get better luck in the next giveaway, which I'm guessing will be, going by Social Blade predictions, will be in about a month's time when I hit 1,000 subscribers. I'll look into doing a giveaway. As I said before, if you've got any suggestions on how I can improve this giveaway and make it better, then let me know in the comments below, and I wish you all luck for these future giveaways. If you want to join me in part 3 for the rest of the Q&A, and also where I pick my favourite question and they get a choice of a game from the remaining pile, then that should be up this time tomorrow. So thank you guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.